Hey, who would I talk to put this on hold for a minute? We got a guy that's passed out. We might have a medical emergency that we phone. Phyllis is here. Let's see if you can check her binder.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Commencement. We appreciate your patience with the delay this morning, and we are grateful for the assistance of medical personnel, our local EMTs, in dealing with the medical situation. We do understand that although we are grateful for the sun today, it is very warm. So there are cups available if you need a drink in the back in the tent areas. So thank you for our Meriwether Godsey catering staff who have provided that for us today. If you do, we do encourage you to seek out shade and air conditioning inside if you do need that. I do ask that you silence your cell phones at this time, and we do also ask that there be no smoking or vaping on this front quad area in consideration of those with health concerns. And now I invite you, if you are willing, to join me in prayer. Divine One, in the many names we call you, God, love, wisdom, spirit, truth, we gather on this sacred ground, the transition between what has been and what will become. As a community, we celebrate the culmination of years of hard work. Commencement points not to an ending, though, but a beginning. Our graduates face new adventures, some known and some unknown. They step forward with wonder, passion, and dreams to leave a positive mark on the world. We put our trust in them, and we put our trust in you to guide them. Open the doors of opportunities so that they might find their vocation, in the words of Frederick Buechner, the place where our deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. May they stand in the light of their own truth and live lives of consequence and service to others. As we support and encourage them in this transition, may we all become more fully who we are called to be, renewed and inspired by the wonder of the new beginning that awaits us all. Amen. You may be seated.
Welcome to Hollins' 176th commencement. 2018 and the 202 students receiving their degrees today. Among you are Horizon and transfer graduates who have juggled academics, work, and life, making significant sacrifices to earn your degrees. You have strived to master time management and balance multiple dimensions of your lives, inspiring others by showing that it's never too late to pursue an education. Congratulations, you did it. For students receiving master's degrees today, this ceremony is another significant milestone in your lives. Many of you have also balanced a career and personal commitments while pursuing that cherished advanced degree. With graduate classes behind you and your thesis complete, you should be very proud, as we are of you. And now, the class of 2018. Almost 4 years ago, you arrived at Hollins and assembled as a group for the first time here on the front quad for the road to commencement. Remember that? Where unfamiliar faces told you to enjoy your years here because it would go by so quickly. Today, you have made it to the finish line. This morning, the class of 2018 assembles again on front quad for your commencement. This time surrounded by your classmates and your lifelong friends, by faculty and staff who have become your trusted mentors, and by family members who supported you and believed in you every step of the way. It seems hard to fathom that in not so distant past, Hollins was a strange place with names that didn't make any sense. Camp Youngs, which has nothing to do with a camp. Or the rat that is not related to a rodent. Today we gather on a campus you have come to love and names that all make perfect sense to you. You know the inner workings today. Today, memories of ring night and pots and pans banging together at Tinker Scares come flooding back. And of course, those donuts. Along with the pride and sense of accomplishment you felt when you finished your thesis or senior project and slid it under your faculty member's door or handed it to them with a grin on your face. Your class is very special to me as I have gone through my first step, my first Tinker Day, cotillion, baccalaureate, honors convocation, and now commencement with you. Among you, I see leaders in every dimension and of every style. In classrooms and on athletic fields, in academics and on the stage, in clubs and in community service. Some of you are outgoing and exuberant, while others lead with quiet determination behind the scenes. What matters is that each of you has found and expressed your own voice. This authenticity and sense of purpose ensures that you will live a life of consequence as you define it. Whether your sphere of influence is local or global, we know that you will make a difference by being who you are and by living by our motto of Levavi Oculus, lifting up your eyes to imagine what is possible and what may only be done, in most cases, by you, with your unique set of interests, skills, talents, and values. Honor who you are at your core, and you cannot help but change the world. especially if you abide by the community values that you actually wrote. Be intentional, be open-minded, act with integrity, be kind and respectful to all, and value different identities and experiences. At Hollins, you have gained a deeper understanding of the complexities and interconnectedness of the world by completing internships and research projects, studying abroad, developing your leadership skills, and serving others. You have discovered your own gifts, passion, and sense of purpose as you have grown increasingly discerning, independent, and confident. But we know that you are not done yet. You are still becoming and growing in the context of a rapidly changing world. I encourage you to not fear, but to lean into those challenges. For one thing is certain, your time at Hollins has already taught you to be adaptable, creative, and responsive to new opportunities, and challenge what needs to be challenged. You have already made an indelible impact here at Hollins and beyond. Many of you were instrumental in helping Hollins form and launch the Heritage Committee, which promotes justice for all and campus-wide dialogue on honoring the legacy of the enslaved people who are an important part of our history, issues of collective memory and reconciliation. You urged us to be more intentional and proactive as we confront issues of social justice and strive to become a more diverse and inclusive campus community. Your class was instrumental in Hollins being ranked by the Princeton Review as among the top most active student government associations and the most politically active student body in the nation. There were those of you who helped raise funds for the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund after major hurricanes struck Florida, Texas, and Puerto Rico, and sacrificed your spring break to volunteer when devastating floods hit Peru. And a number of you played a significant role in Hollins joining the global movement to help end world hunger by 2030 by funding and packing 30,000 meals over a 2-day period. I could go on and on about the legacy you leave behind at Hollins, but I will force myself to stop. Now you're going on to graduate and professional schools, including athletic leadership at Virginia Commonwealth University, law school at Boston University, medical school at Eastern Virginia, American University of Antigua and Salus University, along with Royal Veterinary College and Virginia Maryland Veterinary College, PhD in ecology at Dartmouth, Masters in Sustainable Science in the Netherlands, school counseling at Bowie State, social work at Columbia University, choreography at Roehampton University in the UK, and other programs in film and music. Some of you that I haven't announced, you didn't tell us where you're going, so next time, be proactive. Many of you are going to work in arts administration, agriculture, teaching, marketing, finance, technical writing, research, law enforcement, the Marines, Peace Corps, urban planning, and outdoor and wilderness programs, among many other fields, in cities ranging from Roanoke to Paris. Others are taking some time to carefully consider your next steps. That's always good. As a new president completing my first year, I share some of the mixed feelings you may have at this moment. Just like you, I am excited about the future, but a little unsettled and uncertain about what may lie ahead. Yet we can all take comfort about what Hollins stands for. Students who are smart, tenacious, and called to live a life of consequence. Trained in the strongest tradition of the liberal arts by faculty who are devoted teacher scholars in an unparalleled learning environment. You took risks and pushed yourself, learned from failure, and grew in ways that you may not have anticipated or even known was possible. You made lifelong friends you will always be able to count on. And no matter what, when you come back to visit, this will always be home. It has already become my home, and your class played a major role in that. You welcomed me with open arms. You educated me, and as a result, I have grown in so many ways. I will be eternally grateful to you, class of 2018, for your warmth, your patience, and your perspectives. I can't wait to see the places you'll go and the ceilings you will shatter. And I can't wait to have you come back for reunion. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for Hollins University's 176th commencement, Jennifer Barton Boysko, class of 1989. Visit Delegate Jennifer Boysko's website and you'll notice a banner across the top of each page that says, "Working together to get things done." Elected officials often use that phrase or some variation of it in attempt to connect with their constituents. But I doubt that very many have truly lived it in the way that Jennifer has embodied that phrase throughout her life. To me, Jennifer epitomizes the power of a liberal arts education. Jennifer double majored in psychology and French. Those aren't fields you necessarily associate with a political career. Her Hollins experience was one of the catalysts that both convinced and empowered her to lead a life of consequence, and she chose to do so in the political arena. And that's the power of the liberal arts and Hollins University combined. You can do anything you set your mind to. After leaving Hollins, Jennifer worked in the U.S. Senate office of Richard Shelby from her home state of Alabama, and subsequently took a job at a D.C. government relations firm as a legislative assistant. She put her career on hold to be a stay-at-home mom to her two daughters, but stayed active volunteering for various local and statewide political campaigns. 4 years later, Jennifer became a liaison to the town of Herndon for a member of the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. In 2015, she won the election to represent the 86th district in the Virginia House of Delegates. She credits Emily's List, founded by our very own Ellen Malcolm, class of 69, with providing financial and logistical help. As a volunteer, as a legislative aide, and now as a delegate, Jennifer has indeed worked tirelessly and collaboratively to get things done. Education funding, access to healthcare, and reforming the political process are among her legislative priorities. We are proud to consider Jennifer among our most distinguished alumni, and we are honored she is with us this morning. Please welcome Jennifer Barton Boysko, Hollins class of 1989, and a member of the Virginia House of Delegates.
Hello, class of 2018. I am thrilled to be here with you today. Family members, moms, dads, siblings, children, savor this. Faculty members, staff, support employees, this will likely be your last time to see these wonderful graduates that you've been mentoring over the past 4 years. You've done good work, instilling problem solving and academic skills that you've shared with them, and you have all served these students well. President Lawrence, I know that you're never going to forget your inaugural year as the fearless leader of these wonderful students, helping these people grow into themselves. Congratulations. Hollins Board of Trustees, your support and advocacy continues to make Hollins one of the best places to educate women in the nation. Hollins has thrived through this challenge in a time when some other women's colleges are struggling. Hollins has remained financially solvent and successful because we have changed with the times to address the needs of our young students. Thank you for your work. Appreciate that. I will count this as a once-in-a-lifetime experience, too, being back here at the place where I grew into adulthood with the folks that I loved and cherished. And of course, let's talk about the class of 2018. Soak it all in, folks. This is your day as we celebrate your efforts and your struggles, your successes, and we send you all on to your next adventures in your lives. I welcome you as you join the ranks of the strong, barrier-breaking women who have come before you since Hollins was founded in 1842. In my home, every night at dinner, we go around the table and say something for which we're grateful. So I want all of you graduates to think about and send thanks to whoever made it possible for you to spend your time here at Hollins. It might be a guidance counselor from school, it could have been someone who provided you with a scholarship, it could have been your parents. I want to point out the two people who made it possible for me to come to Hollins right now. My mom and stepfather, Diane and Win Coleman, drove 600 miles from Alabama yesterday to be here, and I'd like to say thank you all for being my support. As each of you are thinking about who helped you get here, I also want you to think about your tribe while you were here at Hollins. Whoever it was that helped you get through these past years on campus. Your classmates, your professors, folks who helped you stay together through the thick and the thin of it. Someone who wanted you to be successful. Even when you were making poor decisions from time to time or felt overwhelmed. Maybe sometimes when you failed, they were there with you. And you all were there for somebody else. We have a wonderful support system. So, let's acknowledge that we are in strange times today. And you have reached adulthood over the past several years, navigating events that I never imagined in my tenure here at Hollins. Individually, you had the same challenges as my generation and other generations before you. When you arrived as freshmen, some of you had never been away from home for maybe more than a couple of weeks. Some of you may be the first to attend college in your family. You had to learn to manage the academic pressure as well as to navigate the social situations that are unique to the American college experience. And I expect that all of you and your parents worked tirelessly to get you here. And now here we are as you graduate and set out into the world, changed men and women. But here is what's different between the time I sat in your place 29 years ago and today. Most of my classmates were not politically active or deeply civically engaged, and while society wasn't perfect in 1989, there wasn't a sense of urgency like there is today. During the time you've been here at college, we've seen a number of movements spark real political engagement, specifically around racial and social justice issues. And you students, and you faculty, and you administration have taken a stand on many of them. You stood up for the environment, for Black Lives Matter. The Me Too movement, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and non-binary equality. Making sure that we're working for a more inclusive society. And I'm sad to say that we have to acknowledge that mass shootings have forced students and teachers and parents to stand up en masse to demand action. We've lived through arguably the most combative presidential campaign season in my life. No matter which lens you see the world through, folks have stopped having civil discourse, and they've built up walls to create an us versus a them mentality. This shift away from working for common ground has empowered hate groups to come into the daylight. In fact, just in Virginia last summer, hate groups, white supremacists, KKK, neo-Nazis convened carrying torches and shields and clubs just on the UVA lawn in Charlottesville. And I'm sure you're aware that a counter-protester, a woman, was killed during that, as well as 2 of our state policemen during that day. So we all have to acknowledge that in today's society, we cannot afford not to be engaged. We are in a time where overt racism, misogyny, and hate have been endorsed at the highest levels. Another difference between my generation and yours, your generation is the first to come of age under a microscope with social media. You have the constant pressure to present how happy and successful you are on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and we know darn well that the persona that you're presenting on social media sometimes has little to do with your daily life. It's an amped up version of what successful women have always been expected to do. You know what I'm talking about. Look fabulous, being incredibly engaging and approachable, master competency of all subjects, and appear to be having a marvelous time through it all, while threatening no one. Just like the 20th century duo, Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, the quote is, sure, Fred Astaire was great, but don't forget that Ginger Rogers did everything he did, backwards and in high heels. As women, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be successful, to do our part, to be good enough to take our place in the world. But when women have positions in power, we stand up for the issues that affect our daily lives. We work collaboratively, we listen, and we work to find consensus. And over the past 4 years, you have grown and reached into yourself academically, socially, and emotionally. I'm here to tell you that you should stand tall and forge ahead knowing that you have the resources to face whatever comes your way and to take leadership in your community. In your academic work, you've expanded your ability to think critically, to write more persuasively, and to express concerns and arguments more clearly. You've conducted research, you've created works of art, and you've expressed ideas and concepts that awoke your passion. And no doubt, you've toiled at some things that were not successful. And you found out what is equally important, to determine those things that you don't believe in, don't agree with, and don't want to spend your time doing. That's okay. Not everything that we deal with in college is academic. When I was a student, one of my freshman classmates had accused a young man at another school of date rape. Most of the students at Hollins sided with that young man against her. And my classmate ended up leaving Hollins. By the time we all graduated, even though lots of the guys we knew respected our boundaries, most of us had our own experiences that qualified us for the Me Too movement. Today, I am encouraged to say that sexual violence against women is being taken seriously, and we can see in the public arena and in colleges around the country with the Me Too movement, people are being held accountable for their actions, but it is taking generations to do this. Women leaders are changing the public's attitude. We've spoken out in the General Assembly. Members of Congress and other highly successful women in the industry have shared their personal experiences to validate victims. We see movements like Black Lives Matter take a visible place in our public conscience, just like you Hollins students have taken days of action to speak out in support of those who have lost their lives to police violence. As new leaders with more diverse backgrounds have risen, they have used their experience and position to bring to light the plight of the disenfranchised and to hold people accountable for their actions. A broad coalition of people are working to ensure that we are creating meaningful ways to prevent these events from happening in the future. Quite often it's been the young people, like yourselves, who have taken the lead. Your actions matter. Diversity matters. No longer does a woman have to have a husband to validate her life anymore, like in generations past. You are living in a time when women are taking the lead in business and government, in education, like never before. We still don't have the policies that make the playing field level, like Equal Rights Amendment, equal pay for equal work, paid family leave, and affordable child care. No, we're not there yet, but your generation, you Hollins graduates, are positioned to be the change, to fully break the glass ceiling. We are living in a time where you will use your experience to help shape public policy in your workplace, in your government, in your community. You've not only the opportunity, but I charge you with the responsibility to take that leadership. There are many ways for you to create a meaningful life for yourself and to make a difference. You don't have to run for office or be the CEO of a major company. But what it does require is that you become invested in whatever you do. And stop apologizing for taking up space. Listen. Listen collaborating. Listen and be collaborative with others. But when someone tells you to sit down and shut up, I want you to remember, you hold your ground. I talk about these things because we have witnessed in just the past several years how difficult and inspiring life can be. It's given many of us pause and reason to question how we move forward in difficult times. But each of us has faced them, and we will continue to do so. And you may have no idea what tomorrow holds for you, or you may have planned out every single twist and turn. But history has shown us that there are curveballs and pitfalls in even the best laid plans. That's going to be okay. Sometimes things won't go well, and despite your best effort, you will fail at things that you care a great deal about. My message to you, trust yourselves as you move forward. Remain open to opportunities. Once you set a long-term goal, when things get difficult, you reassess and regroup. So if you don't land the dream job right out of school, what can you do to position yourself for the next opportunity? And if that dream job turns out to be filled with toxic people, what can you do to stay in the general subject area to do the work that is important to you, but perhaps move to another version of it? Knowing what you want to accomplish and knowing that you have the knowledge and preparation are important. Knowing that you're worth the effort is imperative. I'm often required to get out of my comfort zone, and let me be clear, that never means that I compromise my integrity. You should always be able to carry yourself with honesty and retain the ability to look in the mirror in whatever you choose to do. At one point, I would have assumed that we all know this, but I'm not taking anything for granted because we seem to be in a world where alternative facts, deceit, and multiple ethics investigations are the norm. So, how does one make a meaningful life today? Having those strong connections to the people that you love will give you some of the strength necessary. Feeling the clarity of your own voice will help direct you when you feel like you're going off the rails or everything's falling apart. Making yourself vulnerable to show that you care about something or someone and asking for help, sometimes from an unlikely ally, can make all the difference in the world. Giving yourself permission to be who you are and to go after your goals, to take up space in a room, and to use your life experience to make your world meaningful for you, that's what I want for all of you sitting in those chairs today. Each one of us is a product of our successes and failures, our right moves and total blunders, hard work and actions not taken, about situations about which we have no control, but you've got the tools. When I was sitting in your place 29 years ago, if you would have suggested that I would be a member of the Virginia General Assembly fighting for the things that I care about, I would have been pretty surprised. So would all of my friends and my parents, because I was an unfocused student, and I wrestled with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. But I finally realized that my point of view was important, and I used my life experience to make change for others. And here I am today. I'm in my role in the General Assembly. I fight for women's equality and economic justice, reproductive freedom. I stand up for equality for all Virginians regardless of who they love, how they worship, or where they come from. I've worked to make college more affordable and our voting system more open, but I remember feeling like I didn't have the right to use my voice or put anyone out of their comfort zone or to own my own seat at the table. I've learned how to be me without apology, and you will too. But I think a lot of you already have, and I'm so proud of you. I don't know what tomorrow holds for each of you, but I predict that you'll look back at your time here at Hollins and recognize that your Hollins experience fundamentally changed the direction of your life. Never forget that you now join forces with the Hollins alumni who come before you over the past 176 years. Many of these women have been change makers in their field, and I'm specifically going to call out the writers because there have been so many superstars of literature who came through Hollins. Natasha Trethewey, Kira Desai, Lee Smith, Annie Dillard, Margaret Wise Brown. But I can't go without mentioning folks like Ann Compton, Ellen Malcolm, the Reverend Cynthia Hale, Susie Nate, who's here in the audience, and my colleague in the House of Delegates, Betsy Clark. Many Hollins alumni have also been quiet change makers in their own communities and families whose names won't likely be found in any history books, but who have faced their own challenges with grit and resilience, and all of them matter. Your time at Hollins has helped build a resourcefulness you may not realize you have yet, but you do. You built those for yourselves when you took leadership roles here at Hollins, when you did service projects off campus, when you studied abroad. You created that in yourselves. When you did summer jobs to support your education, when you conducted research, when you mastered a performance and presented it to the public. You created strength in yourself when you failed at something that really mattered to you, and then you rose again to face a new challenge. As you look out tomorrow, when it's time to pack up your room and say goodbye to this beautiful place, to set out on your own course, you will figure it out, because our society implores you to. And like I am standing here before you to pass on to you, one Hollins sister to another, you're also called to be there for the next group of people you encounter in your lives who will look up to you to find reassurance that they too have everything that they need to create a meaningful life for themselves and are called upon to make meaningful change. It is my great honor to be with you here today. Congratulations, Hollins Class of 2018. You got this.
Thank you, Jennifer, for those inspiring words and for the call to action for the class of 2018 and all of us. Now I'm pleased at this time to introduce Judy Lambert, Chair of Hollins University's Board of Trustees. Judy graduated from Hollins with honors in 1973, earning a degree in English. She then completed her JD degree at Wake Forest University School of Law in 1977 and began her career with the DuPont Company that same year. Judy went on to engage in a wide range of assignments in corporate, commercial, environmental, and international law and litigation. She became Assistant General Counsel of DuPont's energy subsidiary, Conoco, in 1992. And from 1997 to 2001, she served as Assistant General Counsel and Managing Director of DuPont Asia Pacific in Hong Kong, and then returned to rejoin Conoco in 2001 as Deputy General Counsel and Corporate Secretary. In 2006, she moved to Reynolds American Incorporated, where she was an Executive Vice President and General Counsel until her retirement in 2010. Judy joined the Hollins Board of Trustees in 2010, and since 2012, she has led the Hollins Alumni Engagement Campaign and became chair of the Hollins Board of Trustees in 2015. Please join me in welcoming Judy Lambert.
Thank you, Karina. One of the really nice things about this job is you get to bestow some honors, and I'm about to do that right now. Jennifer Barton Boysko. Since graduating from Hollins University in 1989, you have steadfastly devoted your life and career to finding practical, workable solutions to problems both large and small in the communities and commonwealth in which you serve. You have actively and enthusiastically volunteered with a variety of organizations, including the Herndon High School PTSA Board and Sports Boosters, St. Timothy's Episcopal Church, Reston Interfaith, and the State Central Committee of the Democratic Party of Virginia. You have been a pace setter as member of the inaugural class of Emerge Virginia, whose focus is identifying, training, and encouraging women to run for office, get elected, and seek higher office. Your lifelong commitment to grassroots activism culminated with your election to the Virginia House of Delegates in November 2015, where you have served with distinction as the representative of the 86th District. You have immersed yourself in addressing transportation needs, securing adequate funding for the K-12 education, advocating on behalf of our most vulnerable citizens so that they may have access to quality health care and human services, and speaking out for women's rights, immigration reform, and the environment. And last, but certainly not least, you and your husband, Glenn, have been amazing parents to two wonderful daughters. Today, Jennifer Boysko, in recognition of your achievements, Hollins University is privileged to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
That was a surprise to her. In early May, at Honors Convocation, our annual celebration of academic achievement, we conferred special awards, prizes, and recognitions to a group of outstanding students. Names of these students are listed in your program. Would the convocation honorees please stand and be recognized for their accomplishments? Thank you. Today we recognize other students who are receiving commencement awards. The Faculty Award for Academic Excellence is awarded to the student with the second highest academic standing in the class of 2018. This year, the awardee is unable to be with us today, but I did still want to honor her and the recognition. This year, we are pleased to announce that this honor goes to Lon T. Nag Nguyen. The first Faculty Award for Academic Excellence goes to the student with the highest academic standing. This year, we are pleased to announce that this honor goes to Erin Joy Bragg. Sullivan Student Award recognizes the senior who has shown by daily living those qualities that evidence a love for and helplessness and helpfulness towards others. This year's recipient exemplifies the integration of the mind, heart, and spirit in leadership. While her election into ODK and Sci-Chi honor societies shows her diligence in academics and active participation in campus life, her leadership is demonstrated in how she puts others first. When you see her around campus, she is the first to say hello and to ask you how you are doing and wait to listen for you to answer that question. Her compassionate heart is evident as she makes time to truly listen to the concern of others. She is quick to volunteer a helping hand to anyone in need, whether it be to table sit for an important cause or to help a friend move. She shares light and love on our campus and beyond, volunteering with a spirit of helpfulness and positive energy. She has demonstrated spirit in her many avenues of involvement on campus, working with Cher in the community garden as a sustained dialogue moderator and a student chaplain. Beyond campus, she has volunteered with Habitat for Humanity in Elijah's Backpack. Responsible and hardworking, she is driven by a desire to serve others. Her dream is to open her own recreation center, mentoring youth and providing them new opportunities to learn and grow in a safe and supportive environment. We are proud to present this year's Algernon Sidney Sullivan Student Award to Renitra O. Award is given each year to a graduating senior who displays the finest spirit of leadership during her career at Hollins. In her 4 years, this year's recipient has excelled in a number of formal leadership positions, having served as both president and vice president of the Student Government Association over the past 2 years. She has also previously served as her sophomore class president and as a social media coordinator for Roundtable. In each of these roles, this student has dedicated herself to making Hollins a place where every student feels like they belong and they have the resources and support needed to thrive. This student service to the university extends beyond her work in student government, including editorial work for both the Gravel and Cargos, two important literary magazines on campus. She has also been a tireless advocate for LGBTQ+ communities on campus in both formal and informal capacities. Her work in the classroom is no less impressive. In 2015, she won the Undergraduate Research Award in the first-year sophomore category, and more recently, she successfully completed a novel in progress as part of her honors thesis. She has also been recognized for academic leadership through her induction in the Sigma Tau Delta and Omicron Delta Kappa honors societies. Her academic transcript, her numerous awards at honors convocation, and the glowing recommendation of her professors exemplify her many successes as an intellectual leader on campus. More importantly, perhaps, this student has been a source of joy and comfort to her peers on this campus, always ready with a listening ear, a smile, and the opportunity to pet her cat, Waverly, as they take their daily walks on campus. Indeed, throughout her undergraduate career, this student has consistently modeled what caring and compassionate leadership looks like, qualities that will serve her well as she begins her own career as an educator. On behalf of Hollins University, I'm honored to present this year's Annie Terrell Bushnell Award to Antonia Vega. Award honors the senior who, in addition to being a good student, is preeminent in character and leadership. This year's recipient maintained an excellent scholastic record while pursuing her degrees in English and Communication Studies, and while completing the honors program and the certificate in leadership studies with the Baton Leadership Institute. She embodies the trait of a servant leader, giving freely of her time and talents to support the well-being and success of those around her. As student athletic board chair and captain of the swim team, she promoted the interests of her fellow athletes and peers. As a student success leader, she mentored first-year students and helped them with their college transition. As a writing-centered tutor, she has helped students improve their papers, grades, and writing skills. She never sought out recognition, rewards, or praise through these experiences. Nevertheless, she has garnered the respect and admiration of those around her. Her peers admire her for her thoughtful leadership style and her sustained willingness to support others. Her professors admire her for her strong work ethic and fierce commitment to academic excellence. Administrators and staff members admire her insight, honesty, and dedication to promoting the best interests of those around her. For her achievement in academia, leadership, and good citizenship, I am pleased to award this year's Jane Cox Funkhauser Awards to Danielle Danny Raymond. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 2018 Senior Class President, Miss Olivia Lowry.
Hello, 2018, and congratulations. We made it to this moment. The moment that we have all been looking forward to since we arrived here at the foot of Tinker Mountain. For some of us, this has been something that we've been planning for our entire lives. For others, this is a dream that we never imagined would come true. I am so humbled to serve as your class president for the past 2 years. And so honored to stand before this class of brilliant people who have so much to celebrate today. Seated with us are many well-accomplished students who have a long list of achievements, awards, publications, conference presentations, high GPAs, departmental honors, just to give a few examples. From this point of view, our class is impressive, strong. But when I reflect on these achievements, I'm reminded that we have accomplished even more. 2018, I would like to ask you, how many times in your years at Hollins did you fail? How many times did you almost give up, or at least entertain the thought? In my case, a lot. Some days I felt like my biggest achievement was getting out of bed. The truth is, while we look at graduation as a time to celebrate our achievements, we often forget the small victories that brought us here today. So I would like to recognize those who turned in a paper late, but still turned it in. Those who got off work late the night before, but did that 9 a.m. presentation. Those who dropped children off at school before coming to class. Those who held their friends' hands as they cried. Those who felt like they weren't doing enough. Those who missed their families and cried all the time. Those who have lost, who have failed a class, who failed a paper, missed class, missed a deadline. Those who didn't know how the hell they got here. Those who had to answer to a name that wasn't theirs. Those who didn't see themselves represented in their classrooms or their fields of study. Those who made the best of it anyway, and many others whose stories and struggles we are yet to know. You made it here, and today is about celebrating these achievements too. Give yourself a round of applause. And while we celebrate these achievements, I urge you to remember how you got here, who helped you through those failures, who was there for you, what nurtured your growth. Find that strength in those places as we take the next step forward. I remind you that now we are in possession of a unique skill set. Our education is valuable and has the power to shape our collective future. Do not hoard this knowledge. Take it wherever you go and give it freely. Because in my time at Hollins, the most important things I learned outside the classroom. This knowledge was given freely by you, my classmates, no textbook fee required. Continue this practice beyond our community here. It is our duty, now that we have this knowledge, to ensure that those who don't have the same access receive the same toolkit to shape their collective future. I wish you so much joy moving forward to the rest of your lives. Take care of yourself, love deeply, and remember to give back to those who got you here and to those communities that are not with you today. In the spirit of giving back, 33 years ago, 2 seniors began fundraising amongst their classmates to leave their legacy at Hollins through a senior gift. Each year since, members of the senior class have continued that tradition, coming together to raise awareness regarding the importance of alum support and to leave their legacy through their first gifts to Hollins. I want to especially thank and recognize the Senior Legacy Committee, members who volunteered their time and talents. As your name is called, please stand and remain standing until all the names have been read. Senior Legacy Chair, Whitney McWilliams. Senior Legacy Committee members, Roche Graham, Amelia Burkert, and Paris Williams. At this time, I am pleased to announce that the class of 2018 has raised $1,324, with a 46% of the class making a gift. Class of 2018, thank you for your generosity, your commitment to Hollins, and for such an outstanding show of your support. I love you, I love you, I love you.
We now begin the conferring of degrees. At Hollins, we announce the names of all graduates. That includes October graduates, May graduates, and also those in absentia. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts please rise? Madam President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty to present to you candidates for the degree Master of Fine Arts. all of whom have successfully completed the requirements for the degree as prescribed by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority of the Commonwealth, on the recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the trustees of the university, I confer upon you the degree of Masters of Fine Arts with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Please hold your applause until the conferring of all Master of Fine Arts degrees. Audrey Apapo Baran. Truly Ashana Bennett. Elan Ben Yehuda. Alice Louise Blumenfeld. Julie Marie Borden. Danielle Bayaview Gray, Julius Brewster Jr., Michelle Deanna Negron Bueno, Courtney Colon. Meredith Daney Cope Levy. Riley Hope Cundiff. Courtney Elizabeth Ernst. Anna Carissa Farr. Victoria Alejandro Garrialde. Mindy Lynn Garza. Caitlin Elizabeth Gladstone. Audrey Marie Hackett. Lucy White Hester. Lauren Elizabeth Hughes. Jessica Renee Cole Jackson. Suman Young. Nema Tanasi Kisoki. Aaron Lane. Kiera Christina Lockett. Kristen Brooke McKinney. Sonia Anna Miller. Amanda Kathleen Miller. David Frank Morrow II. Dawn Elizabeth Morrow. Leslie Laverne Parker. Donna Marie Patterson. Melinda Renee Rawlinson. Megan Noel Reimers. Alexandra Elise Reynolds. Keith Allen Saunders. Suzanne Delane Shockley. Sarah Nicole Seville. William Shane Strawbridge. Sydney Elise Cameron. Rebecca Gladden Titus. Andrea Ann Tran, Erica Simbrowski, Stephen Andrew Vaughn. Brianna Sharice Benable, Tyler Rockwell Walters, Ashley Marie Whitman. And Paris Wilcox. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts please rise? Madam President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty to present to you candidates for the degree Master of Arts, all of whom have successfully completed the requirement for the degree as prescribed by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority of the Commonwealth, on the recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the trustees of Hollins University, I confer upon you the degree of Masters of Arts with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Again, please hold your applause until the conferring of all Master of Arts degrees. Allison Caroline Clark. Erin Elizabeth Clyburn. Shauna Noelle Brogan Kingery. Jenny Waldron Pearson. Adam David Shaughnessy and Samuel Franklin Smith. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching please rise? Madam President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty to present to you candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Teaching, all of whom have successfully completed the requirements for the degree as prescribed by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority of the Commonwealth, on the recommendation of the faculty and approval of the trustees of Hollins University, I confer upon you the degree of Masters of Arts in Teaching with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Natalie Marie Beyer. Catherine Ruth Eggleston. Brianna Marie Ewell. Gabrielle Maria Gatsky. Brianna Tia Johnson. Manveer Carr. Jessica Catherine Leonard. Erin Marie Leslie. Kara Ashley Paget. Hannah Irene Peterkin. Nina Marie Rodriguez. Taylor Morgan Stoltz. Krisha J. Whited. Emily Carol Anderson Wooldridge. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Liberal Studies please rise? Madam President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty to present to you candidates for the degree Master of Arts in Liberal Studies, all of whom have successfully completed the requirements for the degree as prescribed by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority of the Commonwealth, on the recommendation of the faculty and approval of the trustees of Hollins University, I confer upon you the degree of Masters of Arts in Liberal Studies with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Gianna Attica Wood. Madeline Tate Aliff. Shion Baker. Brittany Renee Campbell. Erin Elizabeth Cole. Anthony Curtis Freeman. Sylvia Priscilla Montoya. Jamie Staples Sneed. Molly Emma Teague. Eric Wayne Williams. Melissa Amanda Jane Wilson. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree please rise? Madam President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty to present to you candidates for the bachelor's degree, all of whom have successfully completed the requirements for the degree as prescribed by and approved by the Board of Trustees.
By the authority of the Commonwealth, on the recommendation of the faculty and approval of the trustees of Hollins University, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree and admit you all to all its rights and privileges.
After receiving your degrees, please take the opportunity while leaving the stage to reposition your tassel from right to left. The first faculty award for academic excellence, Erin Joy Bragg, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. The second faculty award for academic excellence in absentia, Lon T. Knock Wen, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Economics and Environmental Studies. Caitlin Virginia Abair. Hefnan Omer Adam. Perla Adriano Lilly. Heaven Monasia Allen. Alana Bell Alley. Arij Abdullah Elotabi. Mackenzie Marlowe Rain Armstrong. Zoshi Ayala Gonzalez. Laura Elizabeth Valentine, cum laude. Mara Nicole Barker. Natasha Gail Destrom, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. David Valen Beidelman, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in History. Emily Marie Blankenship. Amanda Baki. Robin Brewster. Elizabeth Randall Bird. Yip Not Gal, summa cum laude. Stacy Lynn Carpenter, summa cum laude. Amber Gloria Rose Carter. Caprice Monique Clark. Hannah Rachel Combs. Margaret Rosalie Culligan. Zenethia Alexandra Curtis, cum laude. Megan Janelle David, cum laude. Michelle Belle Ducombe, cum laude. Janelle Merrill Dubiella, cum laude. Sierra Christina Earl. Summer Renee Erie. Rosalia Ann Eberline. Tazay Imam Ferguson. Catherine Victoria Fridley. Angelianne Garcia. Emily Garcia, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in International Studies. Jennifer Ann Gillum. Caitlin Brooke Gott, magna cum laude. Roche Charisse Graham, summa cum laude. Studi Duha Takurda. Catherine Andrea Gutierrez. Audrey Michelle Paisley. Rachel Sarah Harris. Samantha Ann Harvey. Mary Elizabeth Hess. Aubrey Annette Hobby, cum laude. Laura Branch Hogan, cum laude. Alexis Liddell Hollins. April Elizabeth Hunter, summa cum laude. Hannah Lily Jaffe. Ariana Newhall Jian Nujar. Angela Marie Johnson, cum laude. Shannon Hope Johnson. Brittany Victoria Joyce. Joma Parkey, summa cum laude. Faza Kanem. Annalise Kaiser. Jillian Renee Kunselman, cum laude. Robin Marie Lee. Brittany Nicole Lewis, cum laude. Gabrielle Lee Lewis, summa cum laude. Olivia Sophia Lowry. Candace Sue Mays. Megan Renee McCraney. Emily Elizabeth McPhail, cum laude. Amanda Grace McVeigh, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. Whitney Ashanti McWilliams. Ashley Kate Metter. Christine Joy Miller, cum laude. Emily Ann Miller, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Communication Studies. Rachel Catherine Milton, Departmental Honors in Political Science. Camille Alexis Monroe. Allison Ryder Moore. Kendall Grace Moyer. Winlay Nyo Nyan, summa cum laude. Antonia Nagel, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. Peterson. Kayla Alexandria Pettigrew. Jennifer Lynn Payton. Catalina Porterfield. Danielle Joanne Raymond. Magna cum laude. Samantha Steph Nicole Reed, Department of Honors in Film. Kokina Haley Restrepo. Megan Rio. Elizabeth Quinton Rocco. Colleen Dawn Rose. Sarah Shires Rubin. Ariel K. Rudy. Magna cum laude. Sarah Catherine Sage. Emma Shenandoah Sala, magna cum laude. Giovanna Lizette Samaron. Brittany Ashley Salmon. Shahira Saheed. Chelsea Lane Shepard. Naomi Christine Sproul. James Michael Stewart, cum laude. Sarah Catherine Struble, summa cum laude. Genevieve Silla. Haley Wren Thompson, Department of Honors in English. Ariana Celine Torres, summa cum laude. Summa cum laude, Department of Honors in English. Ariel Sierra Tucker. Gabrielle Megan Turner, magna cum laude. Rose Deborah Turner, cum laude. Isabella Rose Tyson. Liana Mystery Valenzuela. Department of Honors in Film. Cecilia Florencia Vera, magna cum laude.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Amelia Jo University. Marissa Ann Vituli, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. Portia Lynette Wadden. Delaney Elizabeth Whitten, magna cum laude. Claire Emily Wolford. Stephanie Ann Woolman, summa cum laude. Brittany Kiana Bright. Cheyenne Michelle Wright. Key Yamamura, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. President Lawrence, I have the honor of presenting to you the class of 2018 graduates of Hollins University. Class of 2018, congratulations again. Diploma you received today will be an enduring symbol of your achievement. When you arrived on this campus, you were advised to make Hollins your own. Today, we encourage you to go out and live a life of consequence. Pursue your career with fervor and passion, and remember your commitment to public citizenship. As you leave this place, remember the ties that bind us together, the love of this place and its mission, and not to forget the traditions. Stay in touch with each other and with Hollins, and remember the goal of a liberal arts education is to foster deep curiosity in you so that you will continue to be lifelong learners. Congratulations again. Commencement guests are asked to please remain seated until after the academic procession has reached the administration building. You are all cordially invited
to stay and join us for refreshments here on Front Quad. I now declare the 176th academic session at Hollins is concluded.
Announcement and reminder, graduates, please don't forget to pick up your diplomas in the green drawing room after the ceremony concludes. You have until 1 p.m. to pick that up. Green drawing room. And now, graduates, congratulations. Go forward to continue the work you've begun here. Celebrate your achievements, large and small. Create a meaningful life, using your voice and your gifts to make a difference. And always keep your eyes lifted. Go in peace.